Hi fans, and welcome to this Week 8 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Last Friday night, the Wolverines traveled to Martirelli Stadium and defeated the North Hills Indians 15-8 in an Allegheny 9 conference matchup. This week, the Wolverines remain in conference play as they travel to Moon Township to take on the Tigers. We're going to sit down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak to review last week's win at North Hills, preview this week's game against Moon, and we'll also let you see highlights of last Friday night's game. All of that and more on the pregame show here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Straight drop back. And Whitehurst slips down, lost the football. Ball bounces out of the back of the end zone. Either way, it's a safety. Whitehurst off of play action. Rolls to the left. He'll settle. He'll throw it back to the right. Pass for Robertson. Tipped and then caught by Deontay Robertson. 2:26 to play in quarter number 2. Woodland Hills trailing 2-0 as the handoff will go on the end around Tyler Brennan. Into open field, into Woodland Hills territory. 40, 30, 20. 15 to the 10, and finally will be brought down. Santucci motioning. He'll take the end around handoff, and he will waltz into the end zone, carrying off of one Wolverine, and Woodland Hills is down 8-0. Running to the right-hand side is a Wolverine, and he's got the first down, Jawan Hill. 57 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Running to the left-hand side is Jawan Hill. He's in open territory. 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown Wolverines! Handoff, Holt, straight up the middle, powering his way forward. He'll cross the goal line. It's a 2-point conversion, and we'll knot it up at 8-all. Handoff, Hill running right, 25-30, 35-40 to the 50-yard line, and he will be undercut after picking up a big first down at the 40-yard line. Hand off Jawan Hill, running right to the 25 to the 20. Still on his feet to the 15 as he hurdles an Indian towards the 10-yard line. Hand off Holt, running left, and he will not get into the end zone. A goal line stand for the North Hills Indians. They'll roll off of play action to the left-hand side. He'll throw it deep down the field. He's got a receiver wide open, and Nazir Taylor catches the football, and he'll be brought down at the 21-yard line. It's first down for Woodland Hills. He'll take the handoff. He'll one to the right. He's got the first down. He crosses the 5-yard line, and he will be forced out of bounds. It's first and goal for Woody High. Hard count. Handoff. Hill cutting against the grain, diving into the end zone for a Woodland Hills touchdown. Straight up the middle goes Santucci, and he is off to the races into Woodland Hills territory, carrying off of Wolverines, and he will finally be brought down inside of the Woodland Hills 40 at the 31-yard line. Hurt, rolling to the right, throwing, and that pass is tipped and intercepted. The Wolverines come down with the football. Coming down with it is Jaquan Smith. Wolverines bringing pressure. Hurt, hit, rolling right. Stepping forward, throwing, and the pass is incomplete. And the Wolverines will take over. First and 10 at the North Hills 47-yard line. We are the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Since 1987, we've been a part of some of the most electrifying football games in Western Pennsylvania, and we've established a national reputation of excellence. Whether you're a former player, a Woody High alum, a parent, or a fan, you're part of our Wolverine family. And now you can join us by becoming a part of our new booster club, the Wolverine Nation. Visit WHFBA.org and see how your donation can help our student athletes while earning you unique benefits. We're more than just a booster club. We are the Wolverine Nation. Hi again, fans, and welcome back to this Week 8 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Adam Gusky here, sitting down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak. And Coach Novak, before we talk about this week's road game at Moon, let's take a look back to last week's conference road win at North Hills. By far the most exciting regular season victory we've seen by your team in a long time.
Yeah, it was, Adam. You know, it's always tough to play at North Hills, and this had a lot of playoff ramifications on who won the football game and where you're going to get seated and things like that. And you know, North Hills has gotten better every game, and they won 3 in a row after starting out slow. And you know, they kind of had things clicking offensively and defensively. And all week, you know, we told the boys that it's going to be a tough game. They're a physical team. They play well up there. We've had some great physical battles against them up there, and won some, lost some, but we knew we were in for a ball game. And the rain added to the festivities, and you know, with a wet ball and a wet field, it was one of those games. I don't think anybody left early. You know, went back and forth. The whole game was a great game, great football game on both sides.
Let's talk about Jawan Hill. He had a fantastic football game, and obviously was our player of the game, and really got a lot of things done for you guys.
Yeah, with Saeed Holt, he was injured the week before, and he played about half the game, so Jawan had to take the blunt of the running game under his wing, and he did a great job. You know, we put in a couple new things, and he bounced some plays outside where he had some guards leading for him. And you know, he had some good blocks, but you know, he has great speed and great vision. You know, he had a big day for us. I think that's the most any back carried this year so far, just 21 carries I think he had, but 187 yards. Against a very good defensive team. You know, a lot of that could be contributed to, you know, some good blocking up front by the linemen, in particular our tight end Eric Oliver and D.D. Robinson had good days blocking. Our wideouts always block well, and you know, up front the 2 guards were pulling, did some nice blocking also. So North Hills was able to stop some things we were trying to do inside, but you know, we were able to take the ball outside because they were putting so many people inside. And once he got in the clear space, he got the speed to break it.
Coach, save that one big play. I thought your defense played very well and was able to keep North Hills running attack at bay for the most part.
Yes, you know, we did some things defensively to try to stop some things that they did. And a couple times we messed up in our coverages and our alignments and our assignments. And they got some very good players. You know, I think he made 70 yards on that one play, got them down inside and set up their score. They have a good team. They're well coached, got some good players. They're going to be a tough team in the playoffs.
Let's talk about that game and how winning a game like that can build confidence for the future. Over the past couple of seasons, we've seen regular season wins with just such blowouts and then losses in close games, and it never seemed like your team learned how to overcome adversity like they did this past Friday.
They showed a lot of character. You know, sometimes when you have a lot more speed than your opponent, or you know you got a better team than your opponent, it's hard to get the kids up for that game. This game we knew the kids had to be up for it and be prepared. I was proud of them. Had some adversity early, got down 8-0, came back, tied it at the half, gave us some momentum. Second half, I thought we played very well, both sides of the ball, and you know, there were some big plays on both sides, and you know, kids came back. They showed a lot of character. They never gave up. They worked hard. You know, just that inspired them to work harder at halftime, and we did.
How about the big play near the end of the football game by Jaquan Smith with the big interception?
Yeah, Jaquan, he's just getting better all the time. You know, defensively, he's a good offensive player too. He's there. He's made some nice tackles in the game, and you know, real proud of him. He's a junior. He's also a very good running back. You know, we got 3 or 4 kids that could play running back, and he's one of them. Him and the other junior, Nas Taylor, to play safety for us and wide receiver. He had a big game too. I think it was his best game. He made some nice tackles, and he made the big catch there.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to touch on that as well. The big pass play from Jones to Taylor to set up the second touchdown.
Yeah, that was a nice route and a nice pass by Danny. And the line did a nice job giving him time, and he got a nice strong arm to get it out down the field for him. No, it made a nice catch.
Well, Coach, we've talked enough about last week's big win at North Hills. Let's take a look forward to this Friday night's game against the Moon Tigers, yet again a team you've never faced before.
You watch them play some other teams. Everybody in our conference has a competitive team. They have good athletes at the skilled position. They all have some big linemen. That's why you take them one at a time. We got to travel up to Moon, never been up there. Never played against this coach. Saw some things he did. Saw him play against some different teams, some of the teams that we played, some other teams. And, they have good athletes, decent size, wide open offense, very aggressive defense. And they played well against some of the better teams in the conference. So, you can't make mistakes and beat a team in our conference. So you got to be ready for them every week.
Talk about how you match up against the Tigers.
I think we have a little bit more size. They had a couple boys that are in the 300s, but along the front lines, I think we got a little bit more size than they do. Skilled-wise, I think they have some nice height, nice size in their skilled players, experienced quarterback, nice tight end, good receivers, quick running back, good defensive unit. So, they'll be a formidable opponent.
Coach, let's talk about the challenges of this Allegheny 9 conference being so spread out all around Allegheny County.
Yeah, it is spread out. Fortunately this year, we don't have to travel as much. North Hills at Fox Chapel, they're not that far. We traveled there before. Moon's a little bit of a trip. We've had West Allegheny come to our place. They're coming in a couple weeks. Hampton had them come to our place. So we encompass a lot of turf, a lot of miles going from one end to the other.
Now that's obviously a change from even the Southeastern Conference, where a lot of the teams were a lot closer. Even teams like Baldwin or Bethel Park weren't nearly as far as teams like Moon.
Oh yeah, Mount Lebanon, Upper St. Clair, Baldwin. They're half hour, 40 minutes in the bus. Peters and Canon-Mac were a little further, but we were on one edge and they were on the other edge. But this one, we're kind of east, and then there's some north, and there's some west, and there's some south. So it's spread out pretty good.
Well, Coach, we always like to talk about former Wolverines at this point of the interview, and it was a huge weekend for former Woodland Hills players at Heinz Field. We'll start off on Saturday, where Juan Price yet again had another big game against your alma mater.
Yeah, we're fortunate. Mr. B and John Carter and Harvey Ingalls and Coach Whitehurst and I all attended the game, and it was a very exciting game. And Juan played very, very well. I mean, he pressured the quarterback, played the option extremely well, made some big plays, had a couple sacks. He just, got that speed and aggressiveness. He's a good player, and it was great to see Pitt win. I know that's my alma mater, but it was good to see Pitt win in a close game. It was an outstanding game.
Now let's move on to Sunday, where Rontez Miles came to Heinz Field for the first time since he played in a WPIAL championship game and had a great game for the Jets. He had a half a dozen tackles, he had a forced fumble, and he also made the big stop for the Jets on the Steelers' fake field goal.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Rontez is one of the best players we've ever had here at Woodland Hills, and it's good to see him doing so well. We knew he could do it. He had a potential, and really give him a lot of credit for coming out, working his way because of his academics. He had to go the long ride through college, had a great career in college, went to the Combine, did well, just had to work his way into the Jets organization on a practice team, and now he's working into a starting position. And you see him on the field, he's a leader. I'm very proud of him.
Well, Coach, one more former Wolverine we've got to talk about is Miles Sanders. He scored his first touchdown for Penn State up at Happy Valley this past Saturday.
Yeah, I was real excited for Miles. That's, start of I'm sure, quite a career he's going to have up here at Penn State. And I'm real happy for him. And, it's good for him, and it's good for his family. And, I'm real proud of him and everything he's done up there.
Coach, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck this week against the Tigers, and we'll talk to you again next week before the West Allegheny Indians come to the Wolverina.
Thanks, Adam. Just want to say hi to my 3 grandchildren, Aiden, Ava, and Max. Hope you're having a good day. Take care.
We'll be back with more of the pregame show right after this here on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
What's for dinner on Thursday night? Chicken wings. Come on down to Turtle Creek for Thursday night wings at the Wolverina. Fresh, whole wings, hand-breaded and hand-tossed with 4 different flavors. And the best part is that all proceeds benefit the Woodland Hills football program. Thursday night wings at the Wolverina every Thursday evening during the season. Let's take a look at the Wolverines' results and remaining schedule. The WPIAL 5A Allegheny 9 Conference standings. And now the MSA Sports WPIAL 5A Top 10 Rankings.
Again, fans, we thank you for joining us for this Week 8 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. If you can't make it to Moon Township on Friday night, you can listen to the game live on msasports.net. You can also watch our live stream on the Woodland Hills Football Network Facebook page. Select broadcasts throughout the season will also be streamed live on our YouTube channel. And as always, you can tune into the replays on Monroeville Comcast Channel 13, Penn Hills Comcast Channel 98, Verizon Fios Channel 37, and all of our broadcasts are available in HD on our YouTube channel. For everybody at the Woodland Hills Football Network, I'm Adam Gusky, and we'll talk to you again next week as the Wolverines host West Allegheny.
This has been a presentation of the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and as always, visit us at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com.